Hey y'all, come on up in here. Where's my
Hey, Ashley.
Hey Ashley. Y'all come on up in here. We'll be here in a minute. We'll be with y'all in a minute.
Come on up in the Lord's house.
Get my water, child.
It's gonna rain. Y'all hear me chewing ice?
Ooh.
Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, Monica.
Hey, Bambi Doe.
Oh, Miss Bambi, what's going on, girl?
Bambi Doe is in the building.
It's almost Sagittarius season, girl.
Surprise around the corner, and Christine.
Hey. Woo, you ready to turn this camera on, Joseph?
I'm ready to turn the camera
Well,
on.
you always camera ready, child.
I'm ready, so I don't have to get ready. I stay ready.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
How y'all doing?
You know, I kind of like my hair to the black. I like the underhue of black.
Yeah, I do too.
And like around the beard, I like the fact that it's growing in black. I'm gonna dye it again, but I kind of like the blackness coming through.
It's so all curly. Wait, hold up! Hold on, wait a minute.
You know your husband had good hair?
Oh my goodness, he got Indian in his family. He part Chickasaw. What?
Don't forget my grandmother.
No, I'm just saying. When did all that?
See, all those years ago, that's what that's what black people get. All those years ago, he probably thought I had an S curl when I don't need an S curl.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, let me tell y'all something.
My hair's been like this every day when we go live.
No,
except
I know.
yesterday.
Let me tell y'all something about
I wet it, but I didn't put no shade on it.
Let me tell y'all something. Before the show, when we get ready for the show,
he's looking a mess.
Joseph usually go in the room and get him a shirt to put on. He'll go in the bathroom and put a little cocoa butter here, a little cocoa butter on his face, and that's it. He don't give a motherfucker how his hair look.
No, that's not true.
But now, let me tell y'all something.
I'll feel the beard. The beard is moist too, and well oiled.
I know it's a good thing because you getting back to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You get back to yourself.
Child, y'all don't understand.
This one right here used to be beautiful. Well, not saying that he ain't no more, but he is like.
Hey, Jessica. For
the past what year or so, Joseph just be like, okay, fuck it.
Cause y'all don't understand, especially since I had the stroke. Yeah. Like Tramel, he gets it, but I don't think he really understands it. I do. Like it is draining to just chop. Sometimes I be laying in the bed contemplating peeing on myself. You ain't got because it is so draining to literally get up out of the bed. Like it is a struggle.
But Papa, you talking?
So I don't know how people. No, I'm saying I don't know how people who had a more severe stroke, I don't know how they do it because mine wasn't even severe and I feel like this. So I can imagine somebody that had like a severe stroke, what they feel like and what they go through. And, you know, like people I see that had strokes and people helping them walk and what have you. You don't understand it because in your mind they look fine. But like because I've been down that road, child, I have to mentally prepare myself just to get up. Like if I can't just get up out this chair right now. I literally have to sit here and mentally prepare myself to get up. And a lot of it has to do with this side of me being dead, the right side of me being dead, as opposed to my left side still having feeling. And then this side of my face being dead and this side not being dead is like weird because it's like this half is dead, but this half of my face is dead, but it's weird.
Yeah, but you forget that prior to us getting married, within that 18-year span that we didn't see each other, I went through I had my issues. Like right. I was in a wheelchair for almost 3 years. I went blind, and got my vision back. And although my stroke wasn't as severe as yours, I had one of those little mini strokes. So I mean, I've had my bouts with my health conditions.
And trust me, I'm a tough cookie.
And he is. Joseph is
Tremel
cut from a
tell you.
different fur. He's just cut from a different fur. You know,
So
he's
I
like.
say it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
I don't see how you did it, because let me tell you something. When I woke up and I couldn't walk no more, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "Well, you know, you're just gonna have to just, you know, it'll come back, it'll come back, it'll come back." I was like, "Fuck it." I stayed in the bed for almost 6 months. Like, stayed in the bed. I had bed sores. I stayed in the goddamn bed because I was like, you know what? If I ain't gonna never walk again. God damn it, I ain't never gonna walk again. But then it was something that it was something that just shot up in me that was like, Shamir, you gotta get your ass up out of this bed, and you gotta do something. And I was embarrassed because at that time I was young, and so I had to go out to the pharmacy. And my doctor wrote a prescription for a walker. And not one of them little cute little walkers with the brakes on it and all that other stuff. I'm talking about one of them little walkers with the tennis balls on it. And it was a mess. It was embarrassing for me. You know, it was embarrassing for me to see for my friends to see me like that. And back then, when people saw you with a walker, the first thing they thought, oh, he got AIDS. He dying. You know, I had lost a phenomenal amount of weight. I did. I lost a phenomenal amount of weight. You know how big I used to be, Joseph. You know, I had muscles at one time. I had mass at one time. I was much bigger than I am now, and so it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I've never seen somebody like my husband. He was like, Jamel, after he came home from the hospital, he was like, Jamel, I promise you, I'll be walking.
Honey, I have a cute little sachet that I intended on doing again. Now, I still can't do my cute little sachet.
Yeah, he was supposed to do
but
a
I can do a cute little wiggle, honey.
Yeah.
Him and my sister was mad. She get on the phone with Jamel. Don't let Joe go up and down the stairs. Jamel's like, well, what am I supposed to do to stop him? Then she go, he's just like my mother. My mother was the same way. He's just like her. He won't listen. And it's like, child, I got 2 legs, and God gave me the ability to walk, and that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. So what? I'm leaning to the left. I didn't care.
He was leaning over to the left. I was like, Joseph, sit your ass down somewhere.
It was like literally trying to walk. I was gonna fall over. I literally had to hold on to the walls in the house to get to the bathroom. And Tremel was like, "Why are you going by?" I said, "Cause you ain't gotta take me to the bathroom. I know how to get to the bathroom."
But then
the first day when I couldn't walk, cause I was like, "The fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I keep my balance? I'm tripping over the bed. I'm tripping out of the door, and I'm holding on to the wall." I'm like, "The fuck is wrong with me?"
Mm-hmm. But I stopped. I had to stop. I stopped bothering him and let him just do whatever he wanted to do. I said if he was gonna fall, I was just gonna grab him by his ankle, honey, and slide him next to the door. So when the ambulance came, it would be easy for them to come and pick his ass up. Because I wasn't picking him up.
No, the funniest thing to me was it was like ankle deep snow outside because I had a stroke in January.
Yeah,
and y'all know it snows a lot up here. It's like ankle deep snow. So Tremel was like, Papa, you can't go in the garage from this way because of that step. So I'm going to go and I'm going to open the door and then I'm going to help you. So he went around to the front of the garage and what have you. And he's like, stay here. By the time Tremel came out the garage, I'm all the way in the front of the garage. He said, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, nothing. I walked over here. I held on to the garage and walked over here. What? He's like, you just...
Then I woke up one morning, he went to the store. We had just got out the hospital. I'm like, Joseph.
Well, no, I didn't try to drive. In all honesty and fairness, I didn't drive until my sight came back. Right. My sight was blurry.
But you got up and went to the damn store. I could only see if I did this. Because this eye was blurry, so it made everything blurry. So in order to focus, I had to be like this. But then I was like, child, I'm not going to sit here looking like Popeye watching TV. So I just kept my eyes open. And I just forced my eye to focus. I'm like, bitch, focus. And it was like, it's kind of debilitating at first because it's like, this eye is seeing normal, but this eye is seeing blurry, so everything is blurry. And I just forced my eyes to see. And then one day I just got up and I said, I want some coffee. And we need cigarettes. I ain't waking him up. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I can make it. I hobbled my ass downstairs. Then when he found out I went to the store, then I added insult to injury. He was like, are you trying to get to the store? I was like, yeah.
I said, and I didn't even go through the drive-thru. I parked the motherfucking car and went inside Dunkin' Donuts. Now, after I did that, I thought to myself, bitch, it is ice and snow on the ground.
I'm talking about, no, it wasn't no ice and snow, it was ice.
I'm
It
like,
was ice.
what the hell was you thinking trying to walk in the ice? Because
I said,
I
are
was
you trying to
slipping
get
and
me
sliding.
killed? Like, because his family
And then
is crazy.
I didn't even take the cane.
No. His family crazy. They done threaten me in every Trammell. If something happened to Joseph, we're going to kill you. Straight up. We're going to kill you. If something happened to Joseph, okay, stay put home. We're coming to get you.
Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't see because I had already gone through it was a slight depression when I found out I had to be on dialysis. And I was already used to being drained and all of that from going to dialysis. So I just refused. I was like, no, this is too much. I'm not going to let this get me. I'm not going to put myself in that mindset again. I'm just going to make it work. And I told you, I said, by my mother's birthday, I'm going to walk. And everything is going to be back to normal. He was like, well, when's your mother's birthday? I said February 9th. He was like,
you just got out the hospital.
Okay, all right. Okay, Papa, but even if it's not normal, I said, oh, it's going to be normal. I'm going to be walking again. Trust that. And he was like, okay, well, even if not, at least you'll be doing better. I said, okay, you can say what you want, but I'm going to be walking. When February 9th came, Joseph McRae was walking without a cane. I was walking straight. I was walking on my own. We would go to the store and he want me to sit in them little hover rounds. I'm like, I'm not sitting in that thing.
He would not sit in that thing.
He's like, are you really? I said, yes, I'm going to walk around the store. All I need is a goddamn cart to hold myself up. And that's just what I did. I had that cart, honey. Sometimes the cart would go this way and I was going this way. But whatever. I was not getting in that hover round. Because I'm like, you know what? I'll get used to this and then I won't want to walk. So I just forced myself to walk. It was forcing myself to walk. Everybody kept telling me, Joe, slow down. Joe, you moving too fast. Child, whatever. Y'all, that's why y'all don't get what you need out of life, because you're moving slow. I'm going to make this happen. I don't care how it has to happen. It's going to happen, period. And I walk just fine. I walk slow, but I walk fine.
We got some things to talk about today, Joseph. We got some things to talk about.
What do we have to talk about?
Oh, child. First of all, now I said I wasn't going to talk about this today, but I got to say something about this shit. That goddamn Tamar Braxton. Now, y'all know I'm an advocate for mental health. And I'm not even going to touch on that subject when it comes to Tamar Braxton and mental health because, I am. And I'm going to say something positive about that. That's the one thing I can't say positive about Tamar. I'm so glad that she came up out of this bout with the suicide attempt. I'm so glad because I would hate for somebody to kill themselves. Suicide is real, y'all. Suicide is very real. And mental health is very real too. And I have to say this about Tamar and mental health. I'm glad that she's getting the help that she needs in order for her to bring herself back full circle. It's a process. And each and every individual person that deals with a mental health issue is unique. It's very unique. So to Tamar Braxton, I really am praying for you. I really, in that instance, I am praying with you, praying for you. With that being said,
here we go.
I saw the interview that Tamar did with Tamron Hall, and one of the things that I learned through my mental health journey is to learn how to just accept things. Accept things. Accept the truth. You have to accept the truth about yourself. That's the first step. in dealing with mental health. If you feel like you have a mental health issue, as long as you are in denial, you are not going to fully recover, and you are not going to fully get the help that you need when it comes to your mental health. You're going to continue to fall by the wayside. You may have good days and bad days. You'll have more bad days than you will good days if you don't learn how to accept.
Hey, Medina.
I had to learn how to accept what was going on with me, what was happening to me, why I was dealing with what I was dealing with. You know, I had to debunk a whole lot of stuff, But the one thing I learned how to be through my journey and with my therapy, I learned how to be my authentic self. And I'm still on my journey and still learning how to be my authentic self. Still learning how to be my authentic self and still learning how to be transparent. Because at one point in time, I would have never shared my journey. Ever shared my journey. I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed and so embarrassed for somebody to know that I had bipolar disorder. I was so embarrassed and so ashamed for people to know that I was dealing with depression and I was dealing with all these different emotional things that I was dealing with. But once I was able to accept all those things and you know, I got the treatment, the help that I needed, the medication that I needed, I was able to feel, it just put me in a better place. It did. It put me in a better place. But child, let me tell you something. With all that being said, I saw through the phony. I saw the phoniness. I saw the act yesterday with Tamar. And that's the only thing that I did not like. I'm not going to sit here and call her all kind of names and so on and so forth. But I did not like the act that she put on for TV. And I felt like it was an act. There were no real tears. There were no real tears. You know, when I remember, and you know, I'm not comparing her journey with my journey, but it just wasn't real to me. It really was. It just wasn't real for me. And some of the things that she talked about were still blaming others instead of accepting what you did. Now, see me, because I'm in a different space in my life. I take responsibility, like, you know, like y'all know my story, and y'all will hear more about my story. I'm actually doing an interview with Roxanne from the 18. Y'all hear a lot about my story as soon as that interview comes out, and I'll let you guys know when that interview is going to come out. But one of the things that I learned is I had to accept responsibility for all the things, even with the mental health. I had to accept the wrongdoings that I did. I had to accept the things that I allowed people to do to me. Not just play the victim, not just be the victim, not just be wanting to be looked at as the victim. I had to accept my part in what I did, regardless of the mental issues. I had to accept the part that I played. And that's where I don't think that Tamar is. I think that's where she's being phony at. I think that I really believe that she's having some real issues when it comes to mental health, but I don't think that she is accepting her part. It's like, they did this to me. They said this about me. They did this to me. And this is, me, and they hurt me. And I'm hurt. And I'm hurt. And I'm going through this. And listen, when you have a person in your life that has mental health, everybody that is involved with you, like everybody that was around me, had to deal with me. They had to deal with me. Crazy and all. They had to deal with me. Mood swings and all. And anybody tell you they have bipolar disorder. When you have bipolar disorder, let me tell you something. Some people are able to just deal with it without medication. There's some people that need medication. I was like one of them people that needed medication because it was like, child. It was like a fight. It was a fight. Everything was a fight. You know, it was a fight, but it was mostly a fight with myself. You know, the only thing if I had any advice for Tamar, I would say to her, be your authentic self. You don't have to, and you don't have to share it with the world. You don't have to share it with the world until you're ready to share it with the world. But be your authentic self. Be transparent for once in your life. Just let it go and be transparent with yourself, with the people that love you, the people that are around you. You got to be authentic. You got to be you have to be transparent. If you're not, then you're not fully getting the help that you need, and you're not fully recovering. Because how are these people that are not going through what you're going through, how are they to know how to treat you, or what's wrong with you, or what you're going through, if you're not being your authentic self? That's it.
20 minutes later, I forgot what I was about to ask him.
If it was meant for you to say, God damn it, then you wouldn't have
Oh, it was meant to say.
Okay, well then it'll come back to you.
I know what I'm saying. I ain't short-minded like you.
Okay, well then.
The reason why it look phony to you is because Tamar don't know how to be herself. Tamar has never been herself. Tamar has always put on the cover to hide who she really was. All that extra acting like a queen and all that extra talking, that's not who she is. So when you see her sitting on Tamron Hall having a decent conversation, sounding like a normal person, even if that is who she really is, to everybody else it seems fake, because that's not the Tamar that you knew. That's not, I think, and coming from a place of being a person who did that, when you use different personas and different avenues to be who you are,
or the character,
when you have to then decide, I'm going to be myself, and sometimes you don't want to go back in your little bag of tricks and don't want to act like the person you previously was, it becomes hard, because it's like, well, how are people going to like me? What are people going to think about me? And what are people going to say about me? Because before, if I was in this situation, I would be extra. And I would be, yes, and but now, she don't want to do all of that no more. And I think that's where the problem came in, and I think that's what was wearing her out, having to keep up that persona that she was putting out there. Tamar was the she's the one that starts most of the trouble on every show that she's on. I mean, let's be realistic.
Yeah.
She said she didn't want to be the bad one, but she was always the bad one. She was always the one that was extra. A lot of people that don't even like her, that's the first thing. I don't like her because she extra.
But the family always brush it off as that she's the baby.
Right, because she used that extra, like we all say, or people like me that ain't too fond of her. And it has nothing to do with her mental state. I just never been fond of her because I could see through the facade. I could see through all of that and be like, that's not who she is. That's not. I can spot a fake a mile away.
Yeah, see, I always knew that about her too.
I can spot a fake a mile away. So for me, it was, you're not being your authentic self. This is a character you're portraying. Mm-hmm. And, even like when...
It's like Andrew Caldwell, the same way.
When that girl slapped the shit out of her on Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
She gagged. Because you know why? Because she was able to talk her way out of shit and scare people with her mouth. And that girl, that bitch,
shattered her glasses.
She's an Olympic gold medalist. She ain't scared of you, bitch. And she slapped the shit out of you and slapped your glasses off you.
No, she didn't slap her glasses, so she shattered her glasses.
Right. But I'm saying, and at that moment is when she realized, maybe I'm making a mistake.
The shattering of the glass.
Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe this ain't going to work for everybody.
Oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
And I feel bad that somebody would get to that point where they would want to kill themselves. But being a person that had a bag of tricks like Tamar, I know what it's like now to not want to reach back into that bag and just be yourself. And not know how people are going to respond to just you. Because you were so used to being something else or pretending to be something else or having a bigger than life personality, but that's not really who I am. I do cry, I do get upset, I do get hurt. Who's gonna be there for me? But I'm so busy being there for everybody else, pretending like I'm the rock and I don't have feelings, so that the people that are around me that see me all the time, that do, when I decide to break down and cry, or I decide to break down and have a moment and say, I'm not okay, they all looking confused. Like, what is wrong with him? Like, you're the one I go to for help. So I get that part about it. I believe, and I still believe, and I said all of that to say that I agree with Tramel on Tamron Hall. It was an act still, because I think she still is not comfortable with Tamar.
I don't think it was all an act. Let me just say
I don't think what she was saying was a lie.
No.
Her actions and the way she, I think if
the way she was reacting to certain things, it was like,
if she was being more her authentic self, it wouldn't have came across as being rehearsed. That's what I should say. It was rehearsed. I don't think that what she was saying. I don't think she was sitting there lying. I don't.
It just looked to me like
she sat in front of a mirror, and said, "This is how I'm gonna look, and this is what I'm gonna say,
and this is how I'm gonna say it."
Take a slow pause, and I'm gonna wait.
I'm gonna do like this,
and I'm gonna look like pretend like I'm gonna cry, but no, it looked real rehearsed.
Yeah.
Do I think what she said was phony? No, I just think it looked real rehearsed, because I think for Tamar, everything with her has always been rehearsed. It's always been, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to act like this, and I'm going to do this. So even now, with her coming around to her authenticity, is still rehearsed, because she's still reaching in that bag of tricks.
Right, but let me be clear about this. I really do think that Tamar wants to change.
Right, I think she really wants to be herself.
Look at her. I really do, but I think she's just so afraid. But guys, she's in the beginning of her therapy. She's in the beginning of her journey with mental health. You have to understand.
But she has to realize it's going to take time, because people are used to her being a certain way.
It is.
So for her to be, for example, let's say she starts acting like Toni Braxton, you want to be like, well, who the fuck is this? That's not Tamar.
Right.
All her sisters are calm and normal. She's the extra. So now that she ain't giving you extra, I mean, she's not going to be on the show anymore.
Well, her and Tracy.
But I'm just saying, Tracy's not as much extra as her.
No, Tracy ain't extra. Tracy is the quirky one. She's the quirky, cuckoo one.
Right, like she's authentic. Tamar was always, you could tell she hung around a lot of gay boys and a lot of transsexuals, and she picked up all their lingo, all their actions, and was like, this is it, because this is not mainstream, and I can use this in mainstream, and nobody but the gays will know where I got it from.
Let me tell you something, that wasn't right. You shouldn't have popped her at that wedding. You shouldn't have popped her at Trina's wedding. You shouldn't have popped your sister at the wedding. Tamar is going through something. You shouldn't have popped her. They said Tracy popped the shit out of her ass.
Well, no, it was her sister. She had the right to pop her.
She popped her.
Because sometimes you get tired of people's shit.
Miss Tamar still tries. She still tries.
You get tired of people's shit and they need to get popped.
Yeah, but
I just think that she don't realize that it's going to be a long
journey. It is. This is the beginning. But let me just say this, and another thing. Tamar, you need to, Dallas Austin, and you guys, if you don't know who Dallas Austin is, he wrote a lot of hits for Monica. He wrote a lot of hits for Deborah Cox, and one of the songs that he wrote for Deborah Cox was called Sound of My Tears. And one of the, in the beginning line is, always the life of the party, always the clown of the class. All of my friends see me happy, but happy is only a mask. Listen to that song, because I'm telling you, that song got me through a lot. It really did. It got me through a lot. So
you know what, Roxanne? I think she is a narcissist to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree.
But one thing I do know about Pisces people is they will sit and pretend like they hard and nothing bothers them, and everything bothers them.
Well, I think she always feels. I think she always felt like she was in the shadow of her sister.
But she has to realize that Toni Braxton had a name for herself.
Right,
her last song that she put out, I thought it was Toni Braxton until they said Tamar.
But what you have to also remember is those girls came out together. If you know anything about the Braxtons, they were a group. And what ended up happening is that
they only wanted
Tony. So imagine yourself with your sisters, going in with your sisters as a group, and all of y'all can sing, and the label only wanting one person. Imagine how that felt to not only Tamar but to Trina and Tracy.
But
it had to be devastating to them.
But if the movie is correct. In the movie, she told them, if y'all don't want me to do this, I won't do this. And they told her, take the opportunity.
Right.
I think.
But why wouldn't you tell your sister that?
Because realistically, in all actuality and honesty, I agree with what you said. You would feel so. Come on now. Just imagine Jackson 5 and they get them all hyped. We want y'all as a group, and then we only really want Michael.
Right.
So the rest of y'all can go kick rocks. Come on, you feel some kind of way.
Yeah, of course. Even if you want your brother to, even though they wanted Michael to win, it was still devastating to them. It was still devastating.
A lot of times, your siblings will go, do it, hoping that you fail. But when Tony didn't fail and became an overnight success, they gagged.
But a lot of people say do it and they want her to win, but at the same time,
you have to give Toni Braxton credit. She made them sing backup on every one of her songs.
Right.
So at the same time, she still put you on. Y'all just not in the forefront.
Right.
And you got to look at it both ways. And she could have just said, fuck y'all.
Yeah, but it was kind of like Dreamgirls. Like, Effie wanted the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Tamar wanted the spotlight. All of them wanted the spotlight. They actually wanted. I think there was a time when the Braxtons wanted the spotlight together, and when Toni she made it. I really believe that they were happy for her. Mm-hmm. But then it was like I said, it was devastating when you are an artist. Let me tell you something. When you are an artist, I was in a group before. And when I was in a group, I had executives tell me, you're being held back by these two other guys. But because of my loyalty because these were brothers that I grew up with. And if I had it to do all over again, I would do it totally different.
Tamar wasn't part of that group.
No, hold on. I would be totally different. If I had to do all over again, I'd do it totally different. But the record labels was telling me, Tramel, you are being held. You are hindering yourself by holding on to friendship But these were brothers that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And and they left it up to me to break the news. It was kind of like Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. And so I was like, you know what? I chose friendship over a successful solo career. And that for me, it was a dumb move. That's one of the one things that I've always felt bad about, because I felt like I made a bad decision. And I'll tell you all day, I don't have no regrets. Do I have any regrets? No, because my music career, I moved on. I moved forward, but in a different way. There was a time where I wanted to be out on stage, but then I looked back on that and I was like, damn, I was fucking scared. It was more than just wanting to be loyal to my friends. I was afraid. I was very afraid.
Yeah, that's why when people
I had stage fright. I had terrible stage fright.
They want me to sing in groups and in chorus. I was like, no, I'm a solo act, honey. This is Diana Ross. I'm not a Supreme bitch.
But see, I didn't
want
to be.
Understand
I didn't want to be.
I didn't. Honestly, I was like you. You give me the microphone, I was scared out of my mind to be standing on that stage.
No, I used to get up on stage and had a mic and be like this.
As soon as I opened my mouth to sing, you could tell I was
even
scared.
Now,
as I went along, you could tell that I got more comfortable. But at first, you could tell in my voice that I was scared out of my mind to sing by myself. Mm-hmm. But I also knew that I wasn't sharing. I'm not sharing my spotlight with nobody. Period. I don't care how scared I was. I wasn't doing it.
Well, see,
people asked me to be in groups, sing with choirs, sing in chorus. I was like, no, I'm a solo act like Diana, honey. I'm not a Supreme. I'm Diana by herself.
Right.
Because back in my day, there was no Beyonce.
With me, it was because of the way I was raised. My dad was a singer. The way I was raised, I was always told that, you're never gonna make. My parents told me you're not gonna make it in the music industry. You're not gonna do that. And see, I was mentally and verbally and physically abused as a child, and so I was always one of those kids that just wanted. I felt like if I sat in the corner just like this, then nobody wouldn't bother me. Nobody would beat on me. Nobody would ridicule me. Nobody would tease on me. I was teased and ridiculed in every which way you can imagine. And so whenever it was time, people would hear me. I remember one time I sang for this record executive. This woman, she said, after I got finished singing, she said, "I want to have your baby." And I was like, "What are you talking about, lady?" You know what I'm saying? Oh, like, what are you talking? She said, "Your voice is like beautiful."
Child.
I wish I still had that beautiful voice.
I ain't never had.
I can still sing
in my body.
No, I can still sing, but I wish I still had that voice. And sometimes I think back and I say to myself, "Oh my God, what if that fear wasn't in me?"
I ain't got a humble bone in my body, child.
Not
one.
I was afraid. Listen, I've lived my whole life through fear. I would tell my parents I wanted to do something. They would be like, "You can't do that." I wanted to go to college. I went to college. My family was like, "You can't do that." I was always. That's what I was always told. You can't. You ain't. Get out of here.
The difference between me and him, because see, the minute you tell me that I can't do something, I'm going to do it.
But I was when you're broke. But see, when you're broken from a child, I'm talking like 6 years old. When you're broken from a child all the way, and I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm telling you what my journey was. When you're broken from a child, it follows you. It follows you through adulthood. It follows you through your 20s, your 30s, and so on and so forth. Even whenever the solo career didn't happen for me, I was fine with just being in the background. I was fine. For years, I carried records, and my thing was, I just didn't, I just wanted to make a living for myself. It wasn't about the celebrities that I was around. I was around celebrities all damn day, but I just wanted to make a living. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mind being a stagehand. I didn't mind, setting up mics and being somebody's little pansy to go get them some coffee and so on and so on. I didn't mind that, because that meant that nobody would bother me. That was the one thing I didn't want nobody to do. I didn't want nobody to bother me. I didn't want nobody to have nothing to say about, how black I was, how dark skinned I was, how ugly I was, because I felt I was ugly. I felt like I was ugly. I just didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be bothered, because for all my entire childhood was a nightmare for me. High school was a nightmare for me. Grammar school was a nightmare for me. Kindergarten was a nightmare for me.
You know how many times I got offered to sing backup and I told them I don't do that? I said, I don't do that. What do you mean you don't do that? I said, I don't do that.
I did backup. I did backup for years.
In the front. I don't belong in nobody's back. Like, there was nothing humble about me. Well, you could work in the studio unless I'm behind the mic singing. There's no job you have for me in here.
For me, I enjoy doing backup. That's what I used to do. Reference work. I did reference work.
No, I'm saying, but that's the difference. I
was the one that sang the song.
If I was going to have a music career, I knew it was going to be very solo, and I was going to be in the spotlight.
I mean, that's good for you.
I wasn't sharing. No, but I'm saying, but that's not everybody's thing.
Right. See, I was the one that sang the song and let the artists hear it. Like, there's a lot of songs that y'all hear out here on the radio and stuff
that people sing, but the original, because
that artists sing that that's what reference work is. If you don't know what reference work with, reference work is when you sing a song.
Just so that say, if I'm a singer, I can hear how you want it to sound.
Yes.
And then they've given me some songs to sing, and I was like,
I did jingles. I did jingles for radio stations, all kinds of stuff. I was fine. That for me, that was the life, child. That was the life for me. That was the life for me. Because I had convinced myself.
Do like jingles or voiceovers,
and I wasn't jealous of no artist or nothing like that. Sometimes I hated the way I was treated in the industry. I really did. I hated the way I was treated because I felt like I was treated like a minion. But I, after a while, became so comfortable in that space that it didn't really bother me. It didn't bother me. I didn't want no solo career. I didn't want, because I saw all the shit that these solo artists had to go through. I saw the drugs. I used to go to the industry parties, and I saw with some of these artists that right now are either dead or has-beens. I saw all of that play out. And so I was like, child, thank you. I dodged the bullet. I did. I dodged the bullet. You know? But I learned a lot. That was the benefit for me. I learned. I was a writer. I wrote music. I wrote songs. You know, I did A&R, and you know, I learned things just from just being around these people. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I said all that to say this: being in this industry, film, television, YouTube. It can take a toll on you. It can really take a toll on you, and it can really it can shift your life into so many different directions. You know what I'm saying? It can, and it can be very discouraging, especially out here on these YouTube streets. It's like now, y'all. I don't know, y'all. If you're not looking at your timeline, you'll notice. If you're looking at your timeline, there's a whole new breed of people coming on every single week. It's a whole new... Joseph, I saw our timeline. I looked at my timeline yesterday. I was like, well, where did this person come from? Where did these people come from? They doing the same thing we're doing. Oh, look at them. They just like the 18. This one right here, they doing this. They doing it. It's a whole new breed of people.
Because people watch and watch and watch and go, I can do that better than them.
Right.
Or they think they can. And then it ain't hard to set up and do it. It ain't like, and you have to realize something. In this day of social media, people that always had aspirations and dreams of becoming a star and being on TV, you can do it yourself.
This wasn't possible. It wasn't
possible when I was a young kid. It was like, child, if I had access to this when I was young, child,
I'd have been a superstar. I'd have been a superstar.
Let me tell you something.
Like if I was 20 right now, child,
it's easy to make your dream come true. A lot of people get defeated because a lot of people don't see their dream and they get defeated. They don't realize, well, they want it to happen still like this. No, but the perfect example is me and Tramel. When we first started our YouTube channel, we figured, we get thousands of views on Facebook. Oh, we'll just go to YouTube and it'll be the same thing.
Oh, child, it wasn't like that.
Child, we got 10, 15 views. So I was like, forget YouTube. I'm going back where I'm popular, which is what most people do. They stay where they're popular.
Stagnant.
When you jump from that pond into the ocean, you ain't that big fish in the pond no more. You a big fish in an ocean full of big fish, and now you got to find your way. So then when the pandemic hit, and I made a mistake and released that video and it went viral in one day, I said, oh, Tramel, I think now is the time that we need to jump on YouTube and make a splash. Our video got 1,000 views.
But at the same time, we felt like we wasn't ready for it.
Right. And we had a conversation. Do you really want to be ready for what's going to happen? I said, well, let's just do it. What else we got to lose? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And bang, here we
are. But still, we are still a small rock. Or we are a pebble in a big pond because, you know, I know a lot of content creators that are getting 1K views and 2K views and so on and so forth. I've seen the results I've seen some of those checks.
Hey guys,
I ain't gonna tell you what our check is, but and I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of content creators in here that can agree with me. We don't get paid our work.
But Roxanne, you know what? I agree with you. It is scary being famous because, like, with the whole Facebook thing,
it is.
Me and Tramel just didn't realize how many people watched us on Facebook where we lived at the time in New Jersey. So we would be out minding our business, going to get something to eat, going. Child, it even happened at a funeral. People would walk up to us and be like, "Oh my God, I know you. I have coffee with you in the morning." And I'm like, "Who the hell is this?" Because, you know, I'm the one that's going to pull back and be like, okay, if I got to punch a bitch in the face. Mm-hmm. And Tramel is the one that be like, "Oh, yeah, how you doing?" Because, you know, it's just like me. I'm standoffish, like, okay, who the hell are you? As soon as you say coffee with us, I know you watch us on YouTube, but you could be one of them bitches that threaten me. So I need to be paying attention.
Yeah.
And it happened a lot. Now that we live up here, you know, it hardly ever happens.
Yeah.
You know, Karen and her girlfriends don't really watch us.
Yeah.
Like they did in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. But
and if they do, like, they don't say nothing.
Right, and if they do see us, they really only the girl in the gas station. Yeah. She was like, "Oh my God, I saw y'all on YouTube today, and I watched all your videos." And we was like, "Good, thanks." Mm-hmm. But when it happens, it's fun, but it's scary at the same time.
Yeah, this is very scary
because you know some of the messages that people give you.
Yeah. So
you don't know if you're meeting someone who's for you or someone who's against you. Mm-hmm. So it's like you standoffish. And at the same time, it's like you get a feeling like, wow, damn, people really do watch me. And it's like that I go outside and people are like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you like, "I don't know who you are." And they tell you, "I have coffee with y'all," or Q&A with the Kings. Like, we was just shocked that many people was watching us that was local.
It's bad enough I stick out like a thumb. Like, I walked in the store with this shirt on one day, and this lady commenced to following me around the store, and she just said to me, "Baby, I just want to say to you, I love that shirt that you have on. Oh my God, it's just beautiful." And she started touching. I was like, social distancing.
Daryl, I'm mad at you because I do too.
What?
Daryl said, "I like my little Google check."
Listen, I ain't complaining.
But see, I like my little Google check.
I ain't complaining, but I'm complaining.
But I can tell you this. If this BIGO thing pan out, I ain't got a problem getting that little Google check and then that bigger BIGO check.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So. Now, listen, I really don't want to give this no energy, but I got to talk about it. Nene Leakes.
Again.
Because, Joseph, you know me. I always try to, it's very hard for me to give up on people. But then at the same time, my husband always tell me, Tramel, sometimes, you just got to see people for who they are. And I'm really starting to see Nene Leakes for who she is.
First of all, one thing about Nene is she watched every video that every content creator made, anybody who made a video about her that put her name in the title and she saw her picture. We know Nene watches the internet. And she listened to what every one of us had to say. And the majority of us that had something to say were gay men. Black gay men on top of it. Or Hispanic gay men that thought that idea was horrible. She is not going to change her mind.
My thing is, why would you want to do this?
Because she's going to do it to try to prove a point to us that we don't know what we're talking about. And at the end of the day, we know exactly what we're talking about. Because it's what I said the other day. You can't tell me about my experience. You can tell me about my opinion, but you can't tell me about my experience. And that's how she speaks. She's going to tell us our experience. She's going to make our narrative of everything Funky Dineva said, we said, what's his name?
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee said she's going to try to prove all of us wrong when we all black gay men telling her, "This is a horrible idea, girl. This is the stupidest thing you ever thought of in your life to do." But she's going to try to prove us wrong.
Why would you want to do this to us? Like, we've been rock with you. I really rock with you all these years.
If the black men she want to use actually see the videos, they should all back out. Because if she don't have nobody to do it with her, you can't do a video unless you decide to get women to do it instead.
Well, let me just say this about the A. They do it different in the A. They really do. They do it different in the A. And that's all I'm going to say. Y'all can take that as being positive or being negative, but they do it totally different in the A than we do here up north. They do it totally different, and sometimes the shit that they do in the A is not cool. Well, it's not cool at all.
I have to tell you, like they told me when I lived there, a lot of people down there ain't from there, so they're from different places.
That's true.
So, in their defense, because when I moved there, I used to tell them, this is the most horrible place I have ever lived in my life. You might as well just name it Vaseline Alley.
That's horrible. And that's horrible. That's a horrible analogy. It is. It's a horrible analogy.
I couldn't stay, but I didn't live in Atlanta. I lived in Georgia. But I couldn't do it. I could only stay
Now,
there.
don't take that as us being two bitter old men, because we ain't no way in the world we bitter. We just very observant. We come from a world. We come from a different world.
People get mad when you say, like, we're not the only ones. A lot of people say the gay men in Atlanta are totally different from anywhere else. And they get mad and they say, oh, whatever, but y'all still come here and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, if everybody coming in saying the same thing, then clearly there's an issue. And I get it. You can't say New York men are different if most of the men in New York are not from New York, because they're not real New Yorkers. So I get it. I get the native Atlanteans, the Atlanteans that say you can't put that on Atlanta because a lot of these people, and it's true, a lot of people, I honestly, when I lived in Georgia, I may have met, and women, I've met a lot of women that were born and raised there. Men, most of them are migrants from Mississippi. And I'm like, oh, see, Texas, y'all coming from real southern states. That's why y'all the way y'all are. Because you ain't shit to do in Alabama. Ain't shit to do in Mississippi. So they get up to Atlanta and find all this extra and all this man meat, honey, and they go crazy. Because they ain't got all of that in Alabama.
They do have it, but they just can't do it like that.
Child,
they can't do it like that.
No, honey, I went to Alabama. I would die of boredom out of my fucking mind.
Like I said, they can't do it like that.
What I'm saying is, it's just more. It's like
them southern states don't have it, Joseph.
No,
they don't have it. They don't have all the stuff that they have in Atlanta.
You may have 5 gay boys in the whole surrounding county,
right?
And because everybody else is in the closet. You move to Atlanta, and child, there's 100 gay boys to every one.
Right. That's so why now I said they can't do it like that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a party to them because now it's like, oh my God, I've died and gone to gay heaven, and they just act the fucking fool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's ridiculous. Like
we're experiencing that here in the tri-state area too. Like
no place gay.
Some of my southern friends, they be like, Tremel, I want to come up there and visit you. I'll be like, child, if you come up here, you ain't never going back home. And they don't be wanting to go back home. They I'm telling you, they be like, Mama, I ain't gonna never see you again. Bye. Click. And I'm living in New York. They don't want to leave.
Because they're not used to it. They're not used to.
So that's why I say they do it different. They do it different there. And Nene, the reason why I don't give her a pass is because she is an international female. Although she's from Atlanta, Nene has traveled the world and she should know better. Okay, she has gay fans all over the world and she should know better than to just, not expect a backlash from all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And
she don't care.
Like I said, you straight people that think that y'all helping us out by interjecting yourselves into our lifestyle and taking from our life. I can't say lifestyle, but into our culture and thinking that y'all helping us. You ain't helping us. You ain't helping us. And we sick and tired of being your goddamn accessory. I don't want nobody to be my friend just because I'm gay. I don't want that shit. Keep your ass right over there in your world.
Because I would never
stay the fuck out of my goddamn world.
Like I said before, I'm not your Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not your pair of Malone Blahnik shoes. I'm not your hat. I'm not your purse. I'm not none of that. I
don't want to be your fag. I don't want you to be my local fag hag. I don't want you to be that. I don't want you to be my local fag hag. That's what I consider with Nene Leakes. She's a fucking fag hag. It's way beyond clout chaser. Just because your ass didn't make it in whatever genre you were in, here you come interjecting yourself into our culture, thinking about I'm gonna do what I do to help y'all. You ain't. Who the fuck you helping?
Right, because Claudia can't stand her.
Who the fuck you helping? Who the fuck are you helping by doing this show? Who the fuck are you helping? You helping them boys? You putting some money in their pocket? And I promise you, the amount of money, there's not an amount of money that you can put in their pocket to help them. Not an amount, because I promise you, the first segment of the show that airs, trust me when I tell you, and trust me, you young boys that are involved in this, we trying to save you. Because trust me when I tell you, after it's all said and done with, you ain't gonna have no friends.
It's not even that they're not going to have no friends.
You ain't
I
gonna have
feel
no
bad
friends.
for them because she's putting them in the line of fire.
Yeah, she putting them in the line of fire. They ain't gonna have no
First
damn
of all,
friends.
she's going to have to buy them a wardrobe because she can't let them just get up there looking any old kind of way like in that video she put it.
Because they're gonna get red.
Because they're going to get red.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be plenty of gay content creators that are just going to sit on their platforms and read all y'all for filth.
Right.
So you're going to spend more money. But see, I know she's not going to do all of this.
Right.
If she wanted it done right, where the boys can't get red, they're gonna.
She would have presented it in a totally different way.
It's just gonna happen, and she's putting them in the line of fire because you already know, and I already know, the queens that saw that are just waiting to see what happens, so they can get on social media and read everybody. Everybody.
And it's not going to be cute.
You got you a bunch of Southern queens, honey. Don't let these New York queens decide to read them for filth.
Right.
Or some old bitches read them for filth. Because they're going to be red.
Well, I'm going to be one of them. I'm
not going to read the boys. Because
I'm going to be one of them.
But it's not there. It's not. I'm not going to fault them for wanting to come up. They should know better, yes. But at the same time,
I'm not going to read them for that. But there are things they're going to get read for. I already know that.
Tramel, you and I both know that these queens are going to let them have it.
Yeah.
They're going to let them have it relentlessly.
Yeah.
They are going to let them have it. And if they don't have tough skin, honey,
baby.
Which, I mean, I don't know many. Well, nowadays, these queens cry for everything, honey. It ain't like back in the day.
You know how they say one-hit wonder? It ain't even going to be one-hit. Y'all, they're not even going to be a one-hit wonder. This is going to be something that's going to go down in infamy. It's just going to be like, child, Miss Thing, why did you do that, girl? Why'd you do that, Miss Thing? Why'd you do that? You're a motherfucking Decepticon, girl. Why'd you do that, Miss Thing? You were stupid. They're going to get red, Miss Thing. Joseph, you know.
I don't think they're going to get red for doing it. They're going to get red for their presentation. They're gonna get red. They're gonna get red for everything other than doing
it. For dog shit.
Queens are gonna read them for everything other than what they're doing, because to prove a point that bitch y'all can't read. You're gonna get red.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you how to do it, and that's what's gonna start popping up on YouTube and BIGO and all over the place.
And meanwhile, Nene still got her mansion. She still got her stores. She's still traveling.
And her dignity.
She got her dignity. You know,
and everywhere y'all go,
her dignity is like her.
And everywhere y'all go,
her dignity level
y'all
is going down
be
like
fighting
this
because the girls are gonna see you and start reading you just because.
And she and you think she's gonna defend you? You think she gonna? No.
She ain't gonna be in Bulldogs with you. When all the girls in Bulldogs decide to go in and read you for dog shit, and you standing there by yourself like looking like a deer caught in the headlights because it's coming from this way.
Well, she ain't gonna be with you. She ain't gonna be with you when somebody decide to jump on you and beat the shit out of you. Because that's the line of fire. That's the line of fire that you putting yourself into. That's the line of fire you putting yourself into. You know, even the greatest, like RuPaul, even RuPaul wouldn't do a show like this. There's no gay man on the planet that would do a show like this, and you're gonna do a show like this, and you think that you think you're gonna win people over with it? No, you're gonna win it. You're gonna win your straight girlfriends over with that bullshit. They're gonna laugh and kiki about it.
Some of them are not gonna even want to be bothered.
They're gonna laugh and kiki about it. Some of them, and that's it. Or you gonna sit around and talk about how you play these
what Nene don't realize is gay people are not that marketable, because as much as yes, we in the mainstream now and what have you, you still have a whole host of people that think that we're gonna die and go.
No, the stereotypes are not marketable. The stereotypes are not marketable. They're not funny anymore. There used to be a time like growing up, Joseph. You know, we went to plenty of movies where they were like prison movies.
She's not paying attention to this quote unquote gay agenda that they keep saying that is in the media and the demasculinization of black men. So she's feeding into all the things that black people are saying already. Just seeing masculine black gay men on TV.
Right.
Not even acting like that. So she don't realize she's trying to bark up a money train that ain't really a money
You know
train.
who I think I'm gonna write to about this? I'm gonna write to Don Lemon about this. Yeah, I'm gonna write to Don Lemon about this and see what he has to say about it. I'm telling you, everybody that's in this chat, if you are a subscriber of Nene Leaks, in support of the McRae Kingz and everybody that's in the LGBTQ, I'm asking y'all to unsubscribe to her channel and do not support her. Do not support her, because this what she's about to do is it's an injustice to black gay men, to gay men, period. It's an injustice, and she don't have no business putting her stinking ass fucking feet in our pond. And Nene Leaks, you ain't helping nobody. You ain't doing nothing but perpetuating the goddamn motherfucking stereotype. All of us ain't finger popping and head swinging and all that bullshit. And y'all, please, I'm asking y'all all in this chat to don't call me that. Don't consider it. We are not the gays. My name is Tremel McRae. My pronouns are Mr. M-I-S-T-R, and His Majesty. If you choose not to use those three pronouns, then you ain't got to say nothing to me at all.
Mine is he, him, and his. I ain't going.
And if you use any other thing, you ain't gonna get no answer. Or if you use the wrong goddamn thing, I might find something. And Nene Leaks, last word for you, and we're going to leave this whole motherfucking subject alone.
I don't know why you brought it back up.
Reading is fundamental. What, Joseph? What else?
Not for the mental.
Okay. So, before you can read a bitch, you gotta get your degree. I got mine. PhD. Come for me, honey. Bring it. And I'll show you how a real bitch reads. A real bitch. And I'm not talking about over the internet, honey. Let's do this face to face. Let me break you down face to face.
When that girl pulled her wig in the store them years ago.
Let me break you down face to face, Miss Swan. Okay? So we're going to move on from that.
Right, Daryl.
HotGhettoMess.com.
Right, you're absolutely right, Daryl. Daryl said you help the gays by minding your damn business.
Minding your motherfucking business. And you know what? That's what I love about Daryl and other people like him, is that we done gained too much respect in these motherfucking streets to allow a bitch like you to come and tear all that down. And I'm not going to allow you to do it. Because I promise you, the minute I find out that your show is, the moment I find your show is, and trust me, you think that I just got 1,000 and something followers on YouTube? Oh, baby, my platform is bigger than that, baby. It's bigger than that. Trust me when I tell you. You don't know me, and I don't know you. And that's the one thing that you will, anybody that tries it with me, or tries it with my husband, or tries it with the McRae Kingz, you don't know us, and we don't know you. Remember that. Remember that, Nene Leaks. You, before you open your mouth or do another podcast or do another video, you don't know me and I don't know you. With that being said, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
You getting yourself riled up for no reason.
Oh, no, I'm not riled up. I'm not riled up. I'm riled up for my people. I'm riled up. See,
I ain't, because if you stupid enough to sit on that panel, then you deserve
no. I feel. You know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the ones that are coming up, that have to witness and view all this bullshit, and they get these ideas and these narratives of what being gay is all about. This is not what being gay is all about, Joseph.
If these dumb queens don't do it, then there's nothing that she would have to produce.
I heard for the small kid. I heard for the small kid that says he's transgender or that he's gay or identifies as that. I heard for those that are gonna come up and see bullshit like this. The one thing that we want, the one thing that we strive for is to be in the mainstream. The one thing we strive for is for our sexuality to make absolutely no difference. And I believe that there's going to come a day. And
if we're in the mainstream, then all facets.
But let me be clear about this. I believe it's going to come a day when being gay ain't going to be no issue. When it ain't even gonna be no such thing as being gay, you just a human being.
Why they gonna take down the black church?
No, I just believe in this new generation. I believe this new generation is gonna set a trend where being gay is not gonna be an issue. You're just gonna be a human being that loves who you love. I just believe I may not live to see the day, but I believe that one day it could possibly. I'm optimistic about that. I really am. But in the meantime, I get upset and I get in my feelings because I'm like, why do we and the younger generation, this generation, what they call them, Generation X, why do we have to bear witness to all the bullshit? See, because this is the rough patch. This is the rough time. But it's no different
than what they do to black women. They make all of them the angry black woman, and if she's not the angry black woman, they don't have no need for her on TV. It just is what it is. They're going to stereotype black women. They're going to stereotype black gays. That's just what it is. You don't even... What kills me, what I need to understand, what really gets up under my skin is, and it's the same way with trans women, it's the same way with black women, it's the same way with black gays. How come white people don't never have these problems? How come white gays don't care how they portrayed on TV? How come white women don't portray, because all white women are not portrayed as Carol Brady. They're not, because some of them are bigger bitches than the black women be acting on TV. They don't care.
Because they have an issue and they get over
it. You never see white trans women complaining about cis women treating them a certain kind of way. But it's always black people. We always got a problem with something. We always got a problem with the way something is going on and how something is. If you don't want to be the angry black woman, then guess what? Don't get your ass on TV to be an angry black woman. If you don't want to be the cunty queenie gay, then guess what? Don't get on TV being that. Like the conversation we had before about Karamo. I love the fact when he was on The Real World and he was just a boy. You didn't even, when he said he was gay, everybody damn near passed out because they were shocked. Now, you can see that queen coming a mile away. So it's like, okay, well, which one was you, girl? Was you the boy that was on The Real World and just didn't want to be identified as that to begin with? Or were you always this queen that you are now and you was just pretending to be this boy so that, I don't get it. Because now she's some big time queen. Or did you just do that to fit into mainstream? Because, you know, that's how most black men get ahead when they're gay. Because they got to be queenie, and wear a dress and everything else under the sun. Because if we just a regular gay black man, it don't seem to work for us. A.K.A. Miss Smollett, honey. She did that to herself.
Y'all y'all make sure Daryl Moore's comments get through. Number one. Number two is, Daryl, I agree with you 100% about the black church. Yes, the black church, and you know what? And it goes back to those individuals that still cater to that. You know, as a black gay man, I was a part of the Kojic world. And I don't cater to that anymore.
When I grew up, I thought being gay meant popping my fingers, exaggerating my words, and shaking my head, and oh, Miss Girl, and Miss Thing, and da-da-da-da-da. But then when I came out and went to a gay club, I said, wait a minute, I don't have to be like that. There's a whole bunch of men in here that don't act like that. They perpetrate the stereotypical black gay man on TV. And even with the white men, they do it. They don't now. They're putting masculine white gay men on TV. But back in the day, they were just as feminine as the black ones they were putting on TV. Because that was the only way to be gay.
But that's what I was about to say. What I was about to say is I remember growing up as a child in the 70s, we would go to movies and we would see like prison movies, and it was always the queen that had her shirt tied up like this and was like this.
And rollers in her hair.
And rollers in her hair. And Antonio Vargas was an example of one that, well, Antonio Vargas is not gay, let's be clear. But he was one, he used to play those parts. He always played those parts. And so, you know, that's what a lot of people grew up seeing and thinking that all of us were like. You know, I think that's what scared my mother. I think that's what scared my father. you know, is that they thought I was going to be, because my mother, is plenty of times when I was speaking to her, would say, you're not going to wear that. That looks like a female shirt. Or you're not going to wear that. That looks like a female's pair of pants. Or those pants are too tight. You know, that was the stereotype. And see, like I said, Nene doing the show is setting us back so much. It's like when people try to do dumb shit like this, it sets us back so fucking far. Back into the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. But
at the same time, Trubel, you have to realize if you're going to portray one side of gay life, that also is another side.
Right. It is, but I'm not saying anything against.
What I'm saying is her idea is horrible. The idea is horrible. But I'm saying that, like,
the idea is not horrible. The fact that she's involved with it, it's not your, listen, Nene ain't gay. This would be different if it was coming. And yes, of course, the format would be totally different, but this would be different if it was coming from somebody else but her. Being and then her being the lead on this shit. And her, if you saw the little clip that she did, her mimicking us and what we do. It's not the behavior. Let's be clear about that. We're not putting down the behavior because we are. Y'all seen me do it. Hell, sometimes y'all seen my feminine side. I don't hide that. That's not what I'm talking about. It's her interjecting her stinking funky ass into our culture. And it's anybody that interjects their fucking ass into our culture like
using
that.
Them.
That's what bothers me. If this was coming from somebody on our side, it would be totally different. And I know it would be done right. See, we used to play this game, and what Nene don't know is this little show that she called Reading Session. We used to do this thing. You remember the next Pass the Read, when we would all sit in a room and we would sit around and we would read each other. This ain't nothing new to us. This ain't no new shit to us. We do this shit all day. Queens do this shit all day.
Oh, child, you want a real
people sit in the room and do this shit all day.
Session? Just invite a bunch of gay men that are friends and turn on the camera. And honey, you have a read session.
You have a reading session.
That y'all will sit there and go, they're not going to fight with the things that they said to each other.
Because this is how we communicate with one another.
And a child, the way we read each other, y'all will sit there, and I'm saying y'all meaning straight people, because gay people, lesbians, we know what we do. Y'all would literally sit there and go, if somebody said that to me, I would fuck them up. Yeah. You'd be telling Trimel, pass me your hammer.
Yeah, you would. But that's our culture. That's how we communicate with each other. It's not for you to make a fucking minstrel show up.
There's nothing off limits. Anything and everything you know about that person will come to the light in the middle of a reading session. Mm-hmm. And you will sit there like, did he just say that?
Yeah.
You not mad? No, bitch, because I got her. Oh, yeah, girl. Like, one of my friends tried that with me, talking about, oh, you can be with all these men and do that. I said, bitch, let's be realistic, honey. Now, it was about 20 people in the room. And he's coming for me, and I'm sitting there like, okay, girl, I got you. Oh, you a hoe, you this, that, the third, and reading me for filth. And I sat there. I said, are you done? And he was like, yeah. I said, all of you get a dictionary and open up to venereal diseases, and you'll see her picture there, because she's had every venereal disease known to mankind. And if she'd used condoms, her face wouldn't be in the dictionary. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. All he could do, you're a liar. I said, bitch, I still have the pictures that you sent me in my phone. Asking me, what is this on my balls? Like I'm a doctor. I said, bitch, I don't know. Go to the doctor. Who did you have sex with, girl?
Right.
Or that's how reading sessions go down.
Or Miss Thing, you're a beast. You're a beast goddess, Miss Thing. Look at you. You look like you've been chewing on rocks, Miss Thing. Your face. Look at your face. Your face is suffering, Miss Thing. That's the read. We talk to each other like that, but it's not for you to interject your. Let me tell you something, straighty. It's not for you to interject your fucking ass into our culture.
Quote unquote, as the straight people call it, the dozens. Y'all can't even handle it when somebody says something about your mother.
Right.
Queens will get very, bitch, before they killed Harambe, did he come and fuck your mother because you look just like him, bitch? You know
we'll say
Harambe
something
was
about
the
each other's
gorilla.
mothers that's dead.
Right.
Shit.
Or talk about your dead mother or talk about your dead
and
grandmother.
it's no big deal.
And it's not, because we're used to that.
And
that's
it's
what
all
we
in
do.
fun.
And it's all in fun.
Yes.
And, you know, it's not we
Something
leave
to be
hating
taken
each
for
other,
personal.
whatever. Be like, bitch, pass me a drink. Bitch,
Yeah.
we coming to your house next week.
Right.
That's just what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what this is going to be.
Right.
This is going to be her talking about celebrities, talking about, I'm sure she's going to get all those bloggers, honey. I know she is. She's going to get Funky Dineva. She's going to get Jason Lee. She's going to get us and anybody else who made a video about her.
She would not want to try it with me.
Honey, she won't want to try it with me because she forgets what that face looked like before she became a rich bitch. Because she ain't even the same complexion. So she don't want to try it with me, honey. Because all I need to do is put up two side by side, and that's a read in its own self, honey. I don't have to read you. Jesus read you when you were first born. Right. You fixed his mistakes, bitch.
And in our world, kids are not off limits. Especially grown kids. And you got two.
Harambe and Harambe Jr.
Kids are not off limits. Kids are not off limits. Husbands, nobody's off limits. See, that's the thing about reading, honey. Nobody's off limits. Nobody and nothing is off limits. So that's why I say it's not for you to interject yourself into our culture.
If you want to do something authentic to what gays do, then there's nothing off limits. Anything can be said, and at the end of the day, y'all gonna get up and still be girlfriends and go about your business. Because that's how real reading sessions go down.
No, Ashley, reading is not a black folks thing. It's a gay thing. It's not a black folks thing. Black folks do the dozens. Black gay men, we read, honey. And like I said, reading is fundamental, not for the mental. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
No, honey, because straight people get mad and want to fight.
Yeah, straight people get mad and want to fight and want to kill.
Gays get mad and they just dig deeper than you did.
That's it.
You broke my finger off. I'm gonna rip out your heart.
If reading was a knife, a lot of us would be in jail for murder.
And dead, honey.
And dead. Yeah.
Because see, there ain't no class for that.
No, it ain't.
When you first come out, honey, and they would take you when you from New York, any queens from New York know what I'm talking about.
Shout out to New York.
From back in the day.
Yes.
When you first come out and hit that pier, honey, and they start going in and you're standing there, and you think, like Ashley said, you think it's like a game of dozens and you're going to read them back. You're going to talk about them because you don't know really what reading is. You're going to talk about them the way they're talking about you. And you say something and they looking at you like, girl, that's all you got?
Right.
Oh, she's a newbie, honey. She don't know no better. Let's get her.
She'll learn.
And they'll read you for dog shit. And you be wanting to cry, but you be trying to sit there and keep it together. Mm-hmm. And you be wanting to cry, and you be like, oh, I got to learn how to do this. I got to learn how to be quick like this. I got to learn how to be... Child, you'll learn real quick. You'll sit there and be the butt of every joke every single time you step foot on that pier. I learned real quick. It only took one time.
It took one time for me. I remember. I'll never forget. It was this queen. She was a house queen. And she had on these boots, and she heard me say her boots was ugly, and she said, "Miss Thing, my motherfucking boots will pay your rent for 6 months."
Roxanne, no, seriously. In the beginning, because you really don't know what it is, and that's why Tremel said to Ashley is different, because in the beginning, that is your reaction to want to fight them,
right?
But when you realize that this is just what they do,
right,
and it's not like because they'll do each other, and they're like you getting mad is like, okay, well, I'm the only one mad, and all the rest of them are acting like it ain't.
No, you get mad and get your ass whooped. Because if there's a whole bunch of queens around you, they're going to jump on the person's side who read.
Right. I always think, don't be mad because you don't know what you're doing and you can't
Go home and learn, girl.
Go home and learn how to read.
Okay, learn from your girlfriend.
Matter of fact, don't come back down here if you don't
stop hanging out with them. Stop hanging out with them dirty ass girls you hang out with, and then you'll know how to read.
Stop going home sleeping. You know why you can't read, bitch? Because you're going home sleeping on a motherfucking air mattress, bitch, and a clear thought can't get up to your motherfucking head, bitch. Buy a real bed. Right. See, that's how they come for you.
Yeah.
And it'll be somebody that knows that you're really going home to sleep on an air mattress.
Right.
And then you sitting there like, oh!
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. But stand there and be like, okay, bitch, I'm going to learn how to do this. And And the bad part is, it's not like it's just one person and then everybody laugh. It's like back to back to back to back to back.
Yes.
So you gotta learn to be quick with your, like y'all say, me and Tremel read, and you see how quick we come with, like, because that's how we were trained.
Yeah.
If you're not trained like that, you're not a reader. If you have to sit and think about what to say, just sit down and don't even participate in the read.
I read a girl one time so bad she pressed charges against me. She took me to court. She took me to court for mental anguish. She did. She took me to court. And almost won. Because I had receipts and pictures and can on. I put her whole picture, her whole mugshot on the internet and then read her for filth. Took me to court.
Oh, yeah, I've had women.
Court went to the police station and filed a police report.
I've had women get mad at me because they thought they were saying some slick shit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they thought they were going to roast me.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I finished with what I knew about them,
that's like, I don't understand why people...
I'm going to hit so-and-so to fuck you up. Well, get him, bitch. You started. You was the one that thought you was being cute and what have you. Now you've been read.
Mm-hmm.
So deal with it.
Right.
You just told me, bitch. I read you.
Like Kaya.
There's a difference.
I understand Kaya. Kaya been around a whole bunch of queens. You know she's been around a whole bunch of queens.
When you find a woman
Kaya,
that can really read...
Like Kaya...
you know she been around a bunch of queens and they've been lighting it to her and she had to learn how to do it real quick.
And she's one of the only ones that get a pass. She's one of the only ones that get a pass, but she don't get too much of a pass. Bobby Lights didn't really get her that bad. He didn't get her that bad. I'm mad that some queen ain't got her yet. But like Kaya, that comes from being in the midst of all of that. If you want to understand who she is, that comes from like... There's people like I've always said, if Kaya read me, I wouldn't even be mad.
Roxanne said, "Stop reading me. At least it's a queen in a mattress."
Okay, but no, if Kaya read me, I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't. Would you be mad if she read you? Like if she really like because
I mean, if she really lit into me, I know it's gonna be a real read.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna be no off the wall crap.
Yeah.
But
she's an example of what happens in our world. People hit, and you seeing how she got Trina. Like she brought Trina together, talking about her mama and the whole nine. That's the realness.
Reading.
That's the realness of reading. That's
there's nothing off limits.
And y'all, and many of y'all content creators in here, they have made videos about how Kaya was vicious and she shouldn't have said this and she shouldn't have said that. Child, I sat back, child. I was like, oh, Miss Thing.
I was like,
y'all ain't seen nothing.
I was laughing. I'm like, child, y'all don't know what reading is, honey, because there's no subject off limits, honey. Your little rocky
T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison reads the same way. You know, y'all. I'm telling you, there's some heavy hitters that you would not want. Like Nene, I hope she better. What she did, she put T.S. Madison was nice about her comment. I gotta say that T.S. Madison was a lady about the comment that she made about Nene doing this show. But I know T.S. Madison. If Nene tries it with her,
she's going to let her have it.
She's going to light her. She's going to light her. Yes, she's going to light it, Miss Thing. Mm-hmm. But. That's the essence. That's the essence of what reading is now. And even with all of that being said, like I said, it's not cool.
Flash. Turn it on.
It's not cool for you, Nene Leakes, to be doing this. And you can prove all the points you want, and you can think you helping all the hell you want to. This is not gonna turn out good for you.
Let us see the outcome.
It's not going to turn out good for you.
Sometimes you just let bitches do what they insist upon doing, and whatever the outcome is what the outcome is. Like, you can't sit around and keep telling people what to do, especially people like her that's going to do what they want to do anyway.
Hey, Baker with Charlotte.
They just have to learn a lesson the hard way.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it, you know.
So, y'all, I'm just about done.
Yes, please make sure you're watching us on all social media platforms. Guys, I will let you guys know when this interview happens. Shout out to Roxanne of the A-Team. I will be doing an interview, in-depth interview with her. I do not know when that's going to air. I don't know if she's going to do it live or she's going to pre-record or what. But I want everybody to know to watch the A-Team. They usually do
tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And also, and I know Roxanne is starting her channel, and she's supposed to be, she's starting her channel. So I really need for you guys to go and support her. And Daryl Moore and Mad Church Disease, and let me see the transcript. And support all the content creators that are in the chat. That's one of the great things about the McRae Kingz platform is that we love.
That's going to be pre-recorded.
Okay, yeah, that we love. And the one thing about our platform that we love is that you guys come into the chat and you not only speak with us, you congregate with one another and you network with one another. So, and continue to do that. We hope that you continue to do that. The McRae Kingz are still on hiatus.
And Ashley, I'm sorry. I saw your message yesterday on the comment. Hit me up on Facebook and I'll tell you how you can start that if you really be serious.
Yes, but the McRae Kingz, we are still on hiatus. We have a couple of projects that we are working on. We're doing. There's some great projects that we have coming up. We do have our master class coming up, and we will give you some more information about that. To you members, remember, we do have your merchandise. We just have to, get it all shipped out for you. We will be doing that as well. And for you people that have not joined membership, please consider becoming a lifetime member.
If you want to get the perks that are there now, because after Saturday, those perks will be gone.
Yes.
And then definitely everybody that was interested in following us on BIGO, make sure you have your BIGO ready by Sunday, because by Sunday we are official hosts on BIGO.
Yes.
But we will officially be working from Sunday all the way through the 30th of November.
Yes. And if you want to hear, my house music, you want to hear me DJ as a house music DJ, I'll be doing that on BIGO because the platform is much lighter and there's no copyright infringement laws over there. Joseph will be doing a lot more. We will be doing a lot more. And as we told you, if you look for the McRae Kingz that you see here on BIGO, you ain't gonna see that. You're gonna see something totally different. You're gonna see us totally unfold. You're gonna be like, ooh, who is that?
You may see Tramel by himself. You may see me by myself. But you will see Tramel by himself. And you will see me by myself.
Right.
Because like I told y'all, they made us audition individually. They wouldn't let us audition as a team.
Right.
So, we have our individual BIGO IDs. I'll leave them in the description box so that you guys that want to follow us. I know Christine did. I know Melissa did. Monte did. And Christine, Melissa, and Monte.
And please support Monica of MJ&J.
Blogs and Fiction and Monica of MJ&J. Blogs and Fiction. I'm proud of you, girl.
Yes.
You'll be looking at 7 o'clock when you do your audition with BIGO today.
Yes, yes.
So all of you that support Blogs and Fiction, if you already have BIGO, make sure you log into BIGO at 7 o'clock and support Blogs and Fiction.
Yeah.
She will be doing her audition at 7 o'clock today. I know everything's going to work out right. Did she put it in the chat?
Did she?
Hey, Shorty's World, thank you. Yeah, so that's that. And make sure y'all follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. Share us out if you can. And if you want to join the McRae Kingz Kingdom, definitely hit that join button. Like I said, if you join between now and Saturday, you will receive the perks that are there. After Saturday, those perks will be changing. So.
And Daryl Moore, I'm tired of my dog looking like I'm taking to the groomers.
And what else? Well, Dina, he's sleeping on the floor.
Yes.
Under my chair.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, make sure you visit the McRae Kingz Boutique.
Yes.
There's a lot of good merchandise in there for you to purchase.
Yes.
We even have face masks, and it's getting cold, so we have hoodies as well. And
coming soon are our digital projects.
If you want to support the McRae Kingz platform, the CashApp is right there. And if you don't use CashApp, there's other ways in the description box as well. If you have products that you want us to promote for you, just send them to us. The P.O. box is in the description box as well. Anything you want from McRae Kingz is in the description box, as well as the email if you need to contact us.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey Patricia. Yes, blogs. Yes, I can't wait to see your audition later because you know I'm going to be right there throwing some beans at you, girl.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Shorty's word, you can become a member of, are you talking about the McRae Kingz platform or BIGO? She said, how can she become a member?
A member on our McRae Kingz.
If you
See,
have
that's the
an
problem.
iPhone.
If you have an iPhone or iPad, you probably don't see the join button. If you go on, once I get rid of, well, you can go on another video other than this and go in the description box. I'll put it in there after this video is over, but in the description box, there's a link to join because for whatever reason on Apple products, you don't see the join button, but on the Android phone, you see the join button.
Yeah.
With Android products, you see it. On Apple products,
or
for
on your
whatever reason,
laptop.
you don't.
On your regular laptop.
On your laptop or on the desktop, you'll see it. If it's like a Apple computer or Apple laptop, you'll see the join button. But for whatever reason, on an iPhone and iPad, you don't see the join button. But I put the link in the description box. So that way, if you want to join, you can join that way as well. So, y'all, I think I covered everything. I think I did. Oh, yeah, and shout out to the person when we went yesterday after we went off the live. You sent us a cash app. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
And we don't mention names because we know some people like to give in silence. So if you like to give in silence, you can just put silence on your cash app.
Everybody don't need to know your business.
Right. You just write silence. If you want for us to mention your name, we're more than happy to.
If you want us to
as well.
You know, because just like a lot of people like to do what they do in silence, there's other people that want to get recognized for what they do. So I don't have a problem recognizing you.
And next month, our super chats will be turned off.
Yes, we're turning off the super chats.
Yeah.
So the only way to support us will be the Cash App because YouTube taking the majority of the money y'all sending super chats don't sit well with me.
Yeah, when you send $5, we only get maybe $1.
Right.
Or maybe
when I realized that one month we had over $300 in super chat, and the check we got wasn't nowhere near $300, that was a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because what they're not going to do is take money that I'm working for.
Right.
Now, any other money they want to take for videos and views and stuff like that, I'm cool with. That's why I'm starting on BIGO. Y'all just follow us over to BIGO because, honey, all I need to know is that this first check that I get from BIGO is what they told me it's going to be. Child.
Ooh, just then, y'all, before we go, you know they're talking about Lil Boosie possibly being homosexual, alleged.
You know somebody having him on their BIGO platform.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, honey, so you know.
And they're talking, go to Hollywood Unlocked if you want to see that story.
If my first BIGO check is what they said, if I meet these numbers and I'm able to meet these numbers, which I don't think should be a problem, I hope. Yeah.
Well, we don't stop talking about it. We just going to claim it. That's it.
Oh, actually, I want to claim more
than
the minimum.
I'm claiming the maximum.
Oh, child, let me tell you something.
Anyway.
You get a check in here for $24,000 in 1 month.
Right.
You'll constantly sit here with a smile on your face.
And I'll take that Cash App down too. Anyway, but we got to go, guys. Remember to walk in love, peace, sunshine, happiness, and all those great things. Make this day the best day possible. Don't let nobody steal your shine, and don't get hooked on somebody else's bullshit.
It was easy, Roxanne. Text me. You got my number. Text me. I'll tell you.
Don't get hooked on somebody else's bullshit. Keep your hands to yourself.
You got to get call me or text me, and I'll explain everything to you.
Did you finish?
No, Roxanne asked me a question.
Okay. Well, keep your hands to yourself like I be trying to do. And be and only find something if you absolutely, positively, necessarily have to find something.
Bust them in the skull.
And bust them in the head. Bust them in the back of the throat. And make their damn teeth click when you do it.
And on that note, smile. Life is what you make it, and don't make it bad. Anyway, you know what it is.
It's TheMcRae.
All damn day.
You know what? I love you, but I do not like you as a person. I do not like you as a person, Joseph. You are so